the fact that it's been quite a quick turnaround since Monday evening, and that fantastic result against Colchester means that we've not had too much time to think about it. The main protocol to start with was actually getting the players rested and recovered. To play 120 minutes after such a short period of training was incredible, and such a huge effort from that group of players. So we had to look after them, had to almost wrap him in cotton wool for a couple of days, and get him ready for what will be a good weekend's training, and then obviously travel up on Sunday.
How did you work with the players mentally? Because obviously having that 3-month spell without playing football, coming back, 2 massive games that would have undoubtedly taken so much out of them, both mentally and physically, and then you've got to bring them back down to earth to prepare for the biggest game of the season. Yeah,
definitely. Look, it might work in our favour. We've not got too much time to prepare. They were off on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we took them down to the beach. We got them in the sea, and we got them back to the training ground and had fish and chips from the local farm shop. So it was a bit of a mental and physical rest for them on Wednesday, and hopefully that puts them in good stead. They did a little bit of training yesterday, but not too much, and they've got a day off today. So probably less is more in terms of our build-up. We worked them so hard in that 2.5 weeks. From the 1st of June till the middle of June in preparation for that first leg. So we've had to just relax them a little bit and give them a bit of a mental and like I say, a physical break. So they go and attack the weekend. We want to go there and play to the best of our ability on Monday. But we also know that we need speed in our games. And to do that, we need to be physically right.
There's not too many managers that would take their team for a fish and chips before a playoff final at Wembley.
I think anyone who watched the game on Monday would say they deserved it first and foremost, but also that physical effort. I can't emphasise enough how impressed I was with both teams. To ask a team to do that after 2.5 weeks training, and best part of only 12 days of actually contact training was incredible. And actually, I'm just really pleased that both teams seem to have got through it with very little injury problems. You see a lot of people getting injured on a daily basis in the Premier League and the Championship as well. So for those groups of players to get through that game was incredible. It was a warm day and 120 minutes and a quite a high intensity game, certainly a different intensity game to the first leg. I was really pleased we seemed to get through that okay.
How do you prepare a side to play at the National Stadium, Wembley, where it's going to be empty?
I'm not sure we can. We're going to go and train at our stadium on Saturday evening, but our stadium only holds 8,000, so probably 80,000 less than obviously Wembley. It'd be totally different, but we can't control that. The players have just got to understand that the pitch dimensions are the same. Everything's the same in terms of what we're asking them to do. Nothing changes from what we've done from day one when we first came into this club throughout the last couple of seasons. Just be good people and be good players. Be really good in terms of their reactions and their habits throughout the day. And obviously in the game as well, and go and attack it. I think anyone who's been involved with Exeter City understands that we've got a recent history with Wembley and playoff finals, and we certainly don't want to be left wanting at the end of this one.
Normally for a game like a playoff final, you prepare every inch of the last 72 hours before kick-off. You'd go to a hotel, you train, obviously meals, preparation, everything would be planned out. How different will your preparations be for this game?
It won't be too different to a normal away fixture. We'll train on Sunday morning, then we'll travel Sunday afternoon. The only slight difference is that the players are still on their own coach. Luckily, the staff have got a coach to go with them this time, or to go on the coach, so we don't have to drive up separately. And then, like I say, we'll all be together Sunday evening, a really relaxing evening on Sunday, and then hopefully a nice relaxing day. A couple of walks Monday morning and Monday afternoon, and just get the players in the right mental state to play a game of football. Under no illusions what a big game it is, and it is what it is in terms of the end of a hard season, but we felt we had a break of such which just probably enhanced the opportunity in front of us.
And for you personally, and the players, obviously promotion is all about getting to the next stage of football and challenging yourself at a higher level. Have the board said anything to you about the implications financially and whether this game is one of those where you desperately need to get promoted because of the finances next season, which obviously at the moment are going to be up in the air because of what's happening in the world?
No, not really. The board have just supported myself and the team and the group of staff all the way through. We know the financial implications of the virus and the pandemic, and we can't hide away from that fact. And there's still so much uncertainty in terms of when crowds do come back to watch games of football in lower league football. But one thing we can take care of is the actual game, and we can't control in terms of what's to come. I'm sure there's got a lot of discussions and a lot of meetings due to take place in the next few months regarding the finances at the club. But it's certainly not a game we're going into thinking over anything other than them playing football and playing to the best of our ability. And after that, I'm sure we'll have a few meetings down the line in terms of assessing what league we're in and what needs to be done in terms of next season.
And before I go, just want to double check, over your left shoulder, you're not giving away team tactics there, are you?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I mean, there's a few red dashes. It's just how the players are. I've always got a group of players behind me, and hopefully they're all physically fit at the moment. I'm not giving too much away.
Brilliant. I'll let someone else ask some questions. Thanks ever so much.
Cheers, Mark.
How are you feeling in yourself? I mean, it's a huge day on Monday, isn't it?
It is. You've got to take it for what it is. I can only control so much. I'm going to really try and have a big emphasis on what we do with the players the next couple of days. Like I say, make them feel relaxed and positive about what's ahead of them. And then it's going to be down to the players to go out and play a certain way. I'm backing them. They're a great group. I've enjoyed working with them now for the best part of 2 years. And hopefully they see it for what it is. I've said it time and time again. It's another opportunity in terms of our progression. But it's a fantastic opportunity. And we all know what the prize is at stake. I certainly don't want to come away from Wembley with any regrets whatsoever. And I think the players are in the same mindset. So we're going to go and attack this game of football. And hopefully it's a good spectacle, a good one to watch for both sets of fans. I'm sure it'll be an exciting day.
What do you feel for the fans? I mean, obviously it's going to be very strange for you guys in an empty stadium, but for the fans, I mean, I know they're going to have the cardboard cutouts going up there, but it's such a shame they're going to miss out, isn't it?
It is. It's a real shame, and it's a shame for the players as well. I was speaking to my club captain Jake Taylor, and to lead your team out of Wembley is a fantastic thing and a great honour. And for your family not to be able to there and sample that atmosphere alongside you is really disappointing. So we feel for everyone, but there's nothing we can do about that, I'm afraid. As disappointed as we are that our fans weren't there to watch us in terms of the playoff games and obviously at Wembley. I've said it time and time again, and it sounds a bit cheesy, but they've been with us throughout. I'm sure they were going as mad as everyone else was at the end of that final whistle after extra time. And maybe they enjoyed it on a different level, being able to watch it with their own families and in the comfort of their own homes. I said to the players after the game, I took them to the other side of the stadium and sat them down and just tried to say to them that was a big moment. And if the fans had been there, they would have been on the pitch and they'd have carried some of those players off. To see that game and the playoffs ebb and flow like they did, and the highs and lows, and then to win it so late on was absolutely incredible. And maybe the players didn't get the chance to celebrate like they normally would do. We've had some great times in the past couple of seasons. I think it was Lincoln and Carlisle. And the players missed that opportunity. But it also then made our focus even stronger for what was to come.
Do you think psychologically Exeter's recent history with promotion and missing out is going to affect you at all?
Only time will tell in terms of that. This is a fresh group, new group of players. There's players who've experienced Wembley. There's players who haven't been to Wembley. There's young players who are just excited about another game of football. The main thing which came out of what we spoke to the players about on Monday in the second leg was that we didn't want our season to end there. Now we kind of know that this season is going to come to an end on Monday evening, and we want it to be a positive final. We want it to be a positive end to what's been a relatively successful campaign. We've been close to those automatic promotion spots for most of the season, and we were really unlucky to fall out towards the end. And then the season was suspended and then obviously cancelled. So we feel it's an opportunity which we certainly deserve. We've certainly worked hard enough for. And like I say, we certainly don't want any regrets at the end of it.
What do you think of the Northampton team that's waiting for you?
I think it's a really good team. I think anyone who watched both legs would have understood what was to come in that second leg. And as much as we watched it from afar and felt sorry for Cheltenham, there was no stopping Northampton. It was a vicious cycle of relentless energy and endeavour. But also people don't quite give them enough credit for what a good footballing team they are. They've got some fantastic players. And we had one really good game from our point of view early on in the season, and then we got run over a little bit at their place second half of the season. So we've got to ensure that doesn't happen again. And like I say, I hope it's a game which reflects League Two really well in terms of two good groups of players. And
your side, everyone all right? Everyone fit and happy?
We've got a couple of concerns. Despite the board behind me, I'll try and keep that as private as I can. Look, like I say, there's a few sore bodies and a few tight muscle areas, I should say, after Monday night. Nicky Law being the main one, obviously, with a bit of a groin issue. But the lads who played 90 minutes and then 120 minutes, that is such a huge slog. So we hope that wasn't our biggest moment emotionally, but also physically as well. They've got to save their best physical performance for this final. So touch wood, they're all okay. Lee Martin's had a couple of days extra training. Obviously, he wasn't available for the second leg, but he's had a couple of days extra training. And as a manager, you want to have as many people available as you possibly can, and then it's down to myself and my staff to pick a sensible team.
Oh, I hope you do it. Good luck, Matt.
Thank you, Natalie. Thank you.